still using the poorly built.
Daryl, hello. Let's see. Look who's first. Yeah, Daryl said, that's right. Kobe says, hello, mate. Daryl says, ha ha. Oh, Mason, how's everybody doing this Sunday afternoon? See, Kobe says Keobi. Is that right? Keobi? Joe said R3 headed home. Yeah, he had to go a little early. Keobi. Okay, I'll try to remember that. I'll tell you what I'll do. I'll write that down so I don't. All right, let's see. Kelby says yes. Kelby says, cheer, mate. Daryl says, I'm whooped, haha, honey do day. Yeah, well, I'm going to tell you, I think I've got an inner ear infection. I thought my sugar might have dropped. That's what was wrong with me yesterday. And then it did it again. You know, I made the joke about the tomato and stuff, but it happened again last night or this morning. And then all day today, I've been real tired, and I've been, it's just about like I'm spinning around. And when I lean down, if I lean down anything to do anything, I get real dizzy headed. So I'm about sure I got an inner ear infection. So Lotus said, hello. Olivia said, pops. Hello, Olivia, and hello, Lotus. Lotus said, Lotus and Key. Lotus says, inner ear will throw off your balance and thinking. And I'm telling you, I've lost everything today. Every time I try to go find something, we looked all over for a part. We hung the door of the bathroom today, and I thought Addie had moved apart. No, I had picked it up and carried it to the toolbox, laid it down and got a tool out, went back and left it in the toolbox. I didn't think we was ever going to find it. And after Randy left, I couldn't find the Camaro. I couldn't find the camera. It was sitting over off of the, over in the table where I went over and got something and set it down and walked off. So, that's what started the live. I ended early. I think it started there, and that's the reason I was having problems seeing, and I'm still not right, but we'll go on with it. Hopefully, if it don't get better, I'll go to the doctor this week, see if I can get something to take for it. Daryl said, Ghostly. Lotus says, what's up, Olivia? Inner person, my uncle says China is going to, roughly R words, America. What do you think? I don't really think about it. I don't know, really don't know exactly what you're trying to say, but I don't know. Let's say that. CO, hey. Hello, CO. I think I may be pronouncing that wrong too, but let's see. Daryl said it could be sugar drop. Well, that's what I thought until every time I lean down, it does it. I thought it was sugar, but I've eaten and everything, and it's done it even after I've eaten. So that's what was my originally thing. I thought it was my sugar was dropping. And Levy said, CO. Lotus says, they are trying enter. They're trying enter. John Deere said, "What's up, Randy? I emailed your son them pictures. He said he would work on my profile on YouTube. Talk about yesterday custom profile and pictures. Your son and his would work on it. He would. We done a little bit of work today, and he had planned on being here, but something come up and he had to leave. So he will, when he gets a little bit of time, he'll work on it. I didn't know you emailed it yet. I haven't looked at the emails, but we'll look at them and see what we can figure out." Daryl said, "I was going to say if you couldn't find the Camaro." Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I'm telling you. Let's see. Mars says, "Am I at the right place? If you're here for a good time and enjoy good, clean content, yes, you are." Lotus said, "Yep." Let's see. Carlos said, "What's up, Pop? Y'all and Pops?" Daryl said, "Big." Rob says, "Where are you from?" And my name is Rob from Connecticut. Is that supposed to be Connecticut, Ohio? We are in Denton, North Carolina. Got several Ohio people in here. Carlos said, "What's up, Mike?" Lotus. Carlos said, "What's up, Carlo? I've been looking at prices to fly to you. Good news, is still too expensive for your safe." Livy said, "Marzi." Reaper said, "Meow." Hello, Reaper. Lotus says, "What's up, Reaper?" Livy says, "How are you, Queen?" Lol. Carlos said, "Hee hee." Oh, thank God for that, Lotus. Mary's said, "Sleepy." Haha. Omar says, "Are you a police officer?" Nope. Randy was for about 4 years, but he's been at the railroad now by I think a little over 4 years now. So Beth said, "Hello, everyone." Hello, Beth. Daryl said, "Beth," and Daryl says, "Con UTE in Ohio." Okay. Lotus says, "No, Omar Reaper's the cop." Colby, wait a minute. Keobi. What did I just? Keobi. Sorry. Filtered. I will agree to disagree. Lol, it's ghostly. Us here, it can't really be filtered. 4457. Hello from Canada. Canada. I'll put a we got a world map over here behind us. We put everybody in that comes in from different places. We'll put a pin in there for you. Thank you for coming in from Canada. CO says, "Filtered." Lol. I don't think filtered is a good description. Charles says, "Howdy." Cherry says, "Hello. How you doing?" I'm still a little under the weather with this. Like I said, I really don't know what it is, but I think it's an inner ear infection, I think. Daryl said, or sounded out as Conhoo. How's that? Conhoot. Let's see. 4457 said, "Cool." Carlos said, "Olivia with a heart." Lotus said, "Just wondering, did Randall figure out a vehicle?" The Tahoe, yes, he put a starter on it. If that's the one you're talking about, and he's driving his diesel. See, John Deere said, "Hope everyone is having a good day." Daryl says, "There you go." Charles says, "Bucky made it to Denver, Colorado." All right. I forgot he was coming home. Oh, so okay, he can drive his big truck now. Yes, he can. He's actually not even. I don't even think he brought the walker today. So he's he's slow, but he is going without it, so he's doing pretty good. David's at Department of Red Mega Hat. All right, David Pete. Lotus said, nope. Yep, he divorced the Walker. That's right. Well, I mean, I don't want him to overdo it, but he did. What was he done? He was going to show me his squat exercise. He squatted all the way down. He was explaining the rubber band he put on his leg and go around something and come to his other leg. He squatted down and his knee gave out. It wasn't nothing to do with the accident. It's just his knee. I thought he busted his butt, boy. It scared me to death. I told him not to do that crap no more unless he had something to hold on to. Libby says, how are you, Pops? I get a little dizzy from time to time, but I'll be okay. Carlos says, be right back. Got to check my blood. Yeah, I might go get me a machine, check mine. Lotus says, I feel for him. I would go no Walker too. John Deere says, hope you can feel better, Randy. I'll pray for your much love. John Deere, Faith Turbo with a heart. Thank you, John Deere. I do appreciate it. We'll take all the prayers we can get. Reaper said, thinking me and Annabelle are going to cut to the trip short. Uh-oh, nothing happened, did it? Let's see, Lotus said, missing home, Reaper. Bigfoot probably told him Skinwalkers was messing around his house. Lotus says, hopefully Bigfoot didn't throw too big a party for you. There you go. Look at me and Lotus thinking pretty close to alike. Olivia says, oh boy, don't be getting a stroke on us, old man. Believe me, Olivia, when this first started happening, it scared me. I thought first, because I was sick on my stomach, I was actually leaning towards a heart attack. And then of course, the stroke part did come in my mind too, and then started talking about sugar level. But I got to thinking one time Randy had an inner ear infection, and it did him the same way, but I've never felt like this, so this is very weird. So let's hope not. Reaver said, yeah, home a lot, Lotus. Lotus says, I heard it was a Diddy party. Oh, no. Olivia says, my tiny broken heart has had enough emotion for this year. Olivia, you have no idea. Believe me, this has been a trying year. Joshua says, what's up, guy? Not much. How about for you, buddy? Reaper said, Charles was watching the house, but I have cameras. Lotus says, you may need to disinfect everything. Probably right, Lotus. Hold on just a second. That was some good news. So anyway, we'll discuss all that a little bit later. All right, Lotus says you may need to disinfect everything. Yes. Mike says hello everyone. Mike says driving home with my treasure, so I'll be listening, not making many comments. Hi to everyone. All right, Mike. We were watching, and evidently you went out or something, and the TV wouldn't pick it up. And then it's been crazy since then. Sorry, I don't know if you went back live or not. Rumple said, hello, Pops. Hello, Rumple. Daryl said, Mike. Rumple, Long Rich, waving and high-fiving. Rumple said, Metal Art, same way. Rumple said, Daryl. Rumple said, Lotus, hello, wave and high five. Oscar says, have you ever had a shootout with a monkey? No, never. Be honest with you, I don't think I've ever seen a monkey. Rafferty said, hello, quote of the day is, determination and motivation is all you need, and you can do anything, put your mind to it. Peace, love, and sunshine. Rafferty, you're exactly right. If you'll look at the determination and motivation Randy's had in the last, I think it's right at 80 days now, that is a very true statement right there. He has been on the upper side. I do not see him having to go through the physical therapy all the way through the middle of December like they got him designed, set up to do. I feel like about the end of this month will be all for him, but we'll see. Reaper said, missing home a lot. I bet so, Reaper. Lotus said, what's up, Rump? Lotus, what's up, Mike? How many digits? Joshua said, not much. Good. Just chilling. Hope you're good. Happy Sunday. Well, we had a good live this morning. That worked out pretty good. We did hang the door on the bathroom. I'm very proud of that. Pictures and video coming soon. And so I was glad to get that door hung. Let's see. Amy says, I'm sorry for kicking you in the butt. Okay, yeah, that's fine. See, Lotus says, never shot it out with a monkey. Rumple said, any leftovers from the barbecue? Very little. I just eat the last bit of the round sausage we cooked. There's about 3 pieces of sausage left over, round sausage, and some bacon, but not much. Lotus says, you ever seen a monkey don't have the zoo? Well, you're exactly right. I ain't even thought about that, Lotus. I have seen a monkey in the zoo. Now, thank you for bringing that to my attention. I have seen a monkey. Damn, I ain't even. See, I was so crazy. Zio says, I'll pray for you, sir. Almost was a good name to call you. I hear that you and your son have the same name. Yes, me and my son have the same name. They call me Pops on here. They call me R2. They call him R3. Olivia calls me Pops. You can call me whatever. It doesn't matter. I answer to pretty much all of them. I appreciate you coming in. So let's see. Daryl says R3 is a testament to that. That's exactly right. That's what I'm saying. Kyob says, I agree that we will call you mate. Mate's fine too. That's fine. Lotus said Randy and Little Randy. That I'll answer all of them. Let's see. Olivia says, call home old man. Call him old man. There you go. That's fine. Daryl said, Mike, I about took another digit today. Ha ha. Ooh, let's don't be doing that. We've seen the hospital way too much this year. Lotus said, sometimes there's Team you, Randy. Yeah, I sure wish he would keep coming around. I'm going to have to figure out a way to ground his ass to the building here, I believe. Mary says, oh man, ha ha. That's fine. See, does nothing special waving. If you're in here, you're doing something special. We especially liking you being in here. So he says, too many Randys. Yeah, see, my daddy was Randy too, so that would have really been crazy if he was here. Bailey says, hi. Hello, Bailey. Beth says, can't wait to see the door on the bathroom. Hey, I'm so proud of it. I'll walk you down there and let you see it. Lotus says, call him Crash Bar. He loves that. Dan says, no talking to you if you give, no talking to you if you give me. Seal says, I think I'll still stay to R3. That's fine. And R2, that's cool. Like I said, I'll answer all of them. Do a Volvo burnout. I was wanting to crank the old Volvo up today and I didn't. Daryl says, ooh, I have cut 2 off so far. No big deal. Duct tape and go. But when I cut my hand off, that took the hospital visit. Ooh, I'll tell y'all what. Let me walk. I am proud of my door. Let me show y'all my door. Turn the light on here. I'll have to catch up on the chat in just a minute. Y'all give me a minute, please. Let me walk down here. Oh, Addie loves our little walkway here. She's sitting on there all day today, rolling cars off. Get y'all over here and watch my door now. I had a video of Addie. Let me see if I can put you up here. Watch this. And I've got, I don't know if you can see it, but I put eyelets right there and right over there so the door can't go but so far, and I'm going to put one on that end. And then once I get it where both doors are going up, I'm going to put a chain from the eyelets to the roof. So if anything ever happens, the door won't fall. It's I'm for sure I got it secured enough, but I want to make sure it's safe and don't fall on nobody or no vehicle or nothing like that on the lift. I still got to finish the inside of the trim and everything, but we're getting real close to getting that project checked off. All right, let's see if I can. Let's see. Let's see. Lotus said, Lotus, hold on and cut the hand off. Kiob said, I'll call you Randy. That's fine. Lotus says, we need that story, Daryl. Daryl said, yeah, my left hand, Lotus. Daryl said, I've told it in my channel before. Lord, it's a long story. Lotus said, OMG. Lotus said, I didn't know that. Daryl, nice, Randy. John Deere said, that is freaking awesome. I'm jealous. It's my bathroom is like that. Daryl said, you staying there tonight or heading home? I'm probably going to stay right here. I want this dizziness to stop. Beth said, that looks great. Good job. Thank you. Kitty said, hey, Lotus, what's up, Kitty? And I started the tearing down the door on the back, but I didn't get to start building it because of the situation, so I had to back the truck up to the door. And I just got the truck backed up to the back door up there, so I really don't want to leave the building. I do have cameras and everything, but I just assume stay close. Diamond said, Jesus Christ is King of Kings and Lord of Lords. And a bunch of pictures. Olivia says, K.O.B. says, call one orange and red. There you go. Yeah, my favorite color is orange. His is red. Daryl said, just thought the palm 4 fingers dangling. Ooh. Kitty said, the sky Lotus white banana says, I'm going to leave that off there. We'll be glad to talk to you, but we don't do that here. Lotus says, you're not wrong, Kitty. Mike said, that's that's a fine looking door. Well, thank you. Diamond said, 88. Yep, that's the year I graduated. Lotus said, that's wild. Daryl. Kitty said, what, Lotus? Daryl said, Katrina. K.O.B. says, that's good idea, but his somewhere's red. Did nothing special. Long wrench waved. Lotus says, you're not wrong. The sky is up there. Kitty said, Mac. Water Gaming says, yo, I just slapped really hard work and now it hurts. Keep up the good work, bro. Okay, thank you. Daryl says, I'm back, y'all. All right. Kitty said, yeah, you say, what's up? Is Sky the whole Lotus? Kitty says, hey, Carlo. Diamond said, is that a wooden door? Here, they make them much stronger now. I built that door. I built the door to go up there. It's on the video, too. I built it to stay. The one I'm going to build for the back is going to be, that's, I tongue and grooved the boards and then I trimmed it out. Normally I do a trim on the outside and inside, but I needed that one as flush as I could get it against the wall, so I only done the 2 boards. The one I'm building on the back will be 3, so it'll be good and thick. Kitty says, hey, K.O.B. Let's see. Carlos says, hello, Katrina Bell. Mary says, haha, no, I see why Ghostly likes this place. Daryl says, Tanya is in my Silverado now. What happened? You said what? Hers give up on her, or something happened? Daryl said. Lotus says, water do it 5 more times just for us. Rumpel says, big boys. Let's see. Kitty said, where's Boggy? Rumpel says, I never did see the door. But that you didn't. You didn't see me just rolling it. Carlos says, hello, Rumpel. QB says, there, Lotus, mate. How are you? The great. Says, how's it going, buddy? It's going good. Oh, maybe what we got. Sung says, good day, mate, from Wellington, New Zealand. I don't think I've got that down. Let me write that down. If you didn't know, we put people up on a rural map when they come in here. So I will put a pin in for you. Thank you for stopping in. Lotus says, I'm good, Keo. Diamond says, oh, I looked at that. Sounds great. Like a great video. Tired of these weak wooden doors. Yeah, that's a heavy door right there. Rumpel says, oh, I think I saw it. You were assembling it on the trailer. Yes, that's the door I built on the trailer. We put it up today and it's on the runner back and forth. Philip says, never done. Oh my God, I love you. Your OnlyFans channel. Man, I really don't like for everybody. I like to keep it separate. You know, my OnlyFans and this, I really like to keep it separate. So if you would, let's just don't talk about that, please. Olivia says, oh, so you didn't talk crap, Lotus. Daryl said, think it's blown up. Haven't had time to check it out. Oh, that's not good. Olivia said, good, because I'm tired of being mad at you. Ha. Lotus says, you asked me, be nice and give me crap. Greedy says, did you get the biscuits and gravy with chili beans and crackers that I sent to you? Not yet. John Deere said, grinding coffee and brewing up a fresh cup. So good. Yeah, sounds good. They said, Lotus, sorry for flipping out on you earlier. Lotus says, make up your mind. Kitty says, hey, Jacob. General says, do you even have a job? Me? Yeah, I got 3 or 4 of them. You want to borrow one of them? I mean, shit. I'll be glad to give a couple of them up. Olivia says, hey, I said, I'm sorry. I'm a complicated person, Lotus. John Deere said, what up, kitty kitty? Olivia says, even I don't know what I want. Lotus says, it's all good. We take you for who you are, Olivia. We understand you. Things come and go. Like me, for instance, I think the world of you. I won't bother you. If you're not in here, I'll never bother you again. But I may check on you from time to time. You never know. But we think the world of you and glad you're in here. Carlos says, now come on, Clay. Let's be nice to the ladies. Look at there, 10 people, 17 thumbs up. Thank y'all. How long are we in here so far? 29 minutes. Let's see. Lotus says, I'm trying here, Carlo. John Deere said, Ghost, I wish you could have some coffee. Lol, joking. Had to tease you like you did on my community. Sorry if I made you mad. Lotus says, really am. CO says, word complicated, LOL. It's okay, you can say that. Somebody got mad this morning when I was saying that. It was kind of crazy this morning. But, hey, it was a good live. Real good. Good breakfast, too. Kitty said, check up the sky. Daryl said, be right back. Gonna go smoke. Smoking in the boys' room. Kitty said, thanks, Carlo. John Deere, so what did you mean, Jacob the Sky? I think did you ask what's up? Yeah, you said what's up, Kitty? She said the sky. Liv said, ha ha, now how dare you owe me coffee now? How dare you owe me coffee now? Lotus said, keep skipping my comments. It's okay. What did I skip, Lotus? I didn't skip. The only thing you got on here, you got I'm trying here, Carlo, and then you got really am, and then your next one keeps skipping. I hadn't skipped your comment. Get you a Q-tip, clean your ears out. Kitty said, Jacob, you said, what's up? I said, the sky is up there. Carlos said, welcome, Kitty. Mary said, ha ha. That's right. Sit there and be quiet now, Lotus. Uh-huh. Yeah. I read your comment. Lotus said, oh, hold on. YouTube blocked it. Ah, see, look at there. Homie says hi. Mary says hi. Clear your ears. Clean your ears. Sorry, I said clear. Sorry. Listen, Mary said hi. Lotus. Lotus said, did that one show about the YouTube blocked it? Yeah. John Deere said, you're funny, Kitty. Mary says, how do you say his name? Whose? John Deere. It's John Deere's Jacob. Lotus is Lotus. Lotus, oh, I'm bad at English. Hey, listen, it's my language and I'm bad at it, so don't wait. You're not judged here. Nathan said, howdy, hello. How you doing, Nathan? Mary said, sorry. Oh, you're good, really. Jane said, hey, Pops. Hello, Jane. Mary says, ha ha. Homie said, what's your favorite, what is your dream car? 1969 Camaro Z28. Kitty says, oh yeah, I'm funny, Jacob. Lol. Carlos said, hi, hello, Jane. Nathan said, I guess I'm a little in pain, but it's fine. Kitty said, hi, Jane. Jane says, Carly, I think she meant Carlo. John Deere said, Randy, you and Lotus are funny. Oh, we get on each other's nerves. He likes to get on me a little bit. Lotus said, Randy has a OnlyFans channel. It's full of pics of vintage Bobcats. I had somebody come in and said the same thing. And I told them it was under Railroad Man. They must have went and looked because it took them a while to come back and said they couldn't find it. James said, hi, Carlo, hi, Cat, and hi, Liv. Olivia said, ha, you can call Mary's coming. Mary's coming. Lotus said, that was it. Oh, okay. See, Bill said, favorite movie? I really don't have a favorite movie. I like movies with action. I like all kinds of movies. I really don't have a favorite one. Lotus said, hi, Jane. Triple H says, you look like you play in the mud. Nah, I like to stay clean. But I wouldn't mind having a old four-wheel drive and go mudding, but I've never done it. Well, let me rephrase that. When I first got my truck, back, I think it was in '84. It was a two-wheel drive Datsun. I'm still looking for one too. And I raised it up. Even though it was two-wheel drive, I was going to put four-wheel drive tires on it. I got it stuck. Had to walk home, walk to work the next day, get a guy at work to come pull it out. And I decided right then that was it. I washed it up, cleaned it up real good, dropped it all the way, and lowered it. Started lowering my vehicles. I didn't do no more mudding in them. And Daddy asked me about it, and he asked why didn't I ask him to pull me out, because he had a 4-wheel drive. Told him I wasn't stupid. I'd rather walk than ask my daddy to pull me out. That's exactly what I did too. He just laughed at me. Jane said, "Hi, Lotus, Daryl." Jane said, "Daryl, what are you working on down there?" Too Cool says, "I'm here. I hear some of these people talking on here, and I think they eat a lot of crayons." We do, man. We all like crayons. Purple's my favorite color. What about yours? We know you eat them because it takes one to know one. Mary says, "Ha bit, I live on USA now. I'm not communist no more." Woohoo! Good job. Jane said, "Hi, Mary's." John Deere said, "By the way, Randy, LOL means laugh out loud." Oh, I thought it meant lots of love. Triple H is laughing. Triple H says, "Blue." Let's see. Jane says, usually the people who eat crayons are usually the trolls." Kitty said, "Yikes." Lol. Rumple said, "Jane, hello. I like crayons. When I eat crayons, they make the poop go different colors when it goes down the toilet." Jane said, "Hi, Rumple." Kilby says, now, ladies, we don't need another cold world war. Kitty said, "Hey, Rumple." John Deere said, "Randy, let your son know I emailed him the pictures. Sorry if I kept bugging you." You're not bugging us. We'll get on it. We had a little situation this afternoon. Again, we can't seem to get a break, but we had another situation this afternoon. We'll get by it, and we'll get right back at everything. Couple days work, we'll be right back at the shop working through Thanksgiving, so we hope to get ahead of things then. Rumple said, "Kitty, hello." Jane says, "Hello, QB." Rumple said, "I like crayons with some mayo. It does go down smooth." Yes, it does. Like I said, purple my favorite color. Did y'all know the paper in it is biodegradable? I don't know that. I'm just playing. Lotus said, "Why is it always a cold world? Can't it be hot?" Yeah, I know, right? Well, it's a cold war. The hot one's going to be nuked. They call it nuclear. There you go. See, look at that. See it? Lotus and I, y'all see how we are? Let's see. Troy said Vikings, purple and gold. There you go. Lotus says, "Me and Randy on the same page today." I know. I see. All it took me to get a little bit of sickness and slow down a little bit. We right there together now. Let's see. Rave says, "Did you ever drop the soap?" If I dropped it, you'd know it. Let's see. Jane said, "Hi, Troy." Jane says, "Baby." See, Rumple said, "Nuclear war would be hot, but it would be followed by nuclear wind, and we struck. Troy says, "Hi, Jane, baby." Rocky says, "Hey, bro, you should be legal to be that handsome." It is, but I break the law every day. John Deere said, "You guys probably can guess my colors. I love it." I'd say it's John Deere green. Kitty's laughing. Lotus says, damn, it's always cold. Mary says, hi, Jane. Mary says, hi, Jane. Lotus, John Deere green and safety yellow. Jane said, sorry, Pops. Mary says, sorry, I'm doing a lot right now. John Deere says, you're funny, Lotus. Okay, Pee Wee Herman. I like my bicycle. Mary says, I'm sleepy. I'll go to bed. Night, you all. Night to you all. Night, Mary. Thank you for stopping in. I appreciate it. I really do. Love having you people come in. Kitty says, y'all so funny. Jane says, Mary, what are you doing? Is she going to sleep? Lotus says, I know I am, but what are you? Mary says, I have baby. Leon says, you could bang my mom. Really? I'm married, man. Well, I don't do that. That's wrong. Jane says, night, Mary. John Deere says, I'm somebody, lol. Mary said, he sleeps, so I'm sleep well. Kitty said, Jacob, you funny. Lotus says, I know I am, but what are you? I guess he didn't think I read that last one. I'll read it twice. Ah! Jane said, Lotus, what did you do productive today? Let's see. Olivia said, Mary's Pops. Marzie? Is that it? Marzie? Talk to me, Olivia. Is it Marzie? Lotus said, scrub grout lines in the kitchen. Ugh. Okay, Marzie, I got it. Thank you. Appreciate the help. I went to my sister's, picked up leaves. Lots of leaves. Olivia said, yes, Marzie. See, that's all y'all got to do. Let me know what I'm doing wrong. I will try to make it right. Let's see. Jane said, you scrub grout lines. Are you married? Yeah, Lotus is married. Let's see. Lotus says, I have big leaf blower for that. Carlo 3221 said, hey, ballhead, how are you? I'm doing absolutely phenomenal. I hope you are. CEO said, Boggy isn't going to show. I'm going to follow Marzie example and get some rest. Will you rest good, okay? Thank you for stopping in. Rumple said, people seem to be on the edge in these comments. What happened earlier? What did I miss? I like a good show. I don't know. It just, it goes like it every once in a while. Kitty said, blow her hair. Lotus says, I am. Jane says, it was beautiful here. A little too windy to take the boat out, so I just sat in it and soaked up the sun. Lotus says, but it got bad. Not now, said bald eagle is about to go extinct. Did you hear? I did not. I know they were protective, so it protected, so it wouldn't surprise me. CEO said, night all. Night, CEO. Thank you for stopping in. Lotus said, I saw the bald eagle yesterday. We have 3 of them around Dayton. John Deere said, Lotus has got to make a big leaf blower. That's what she said. Joking, Lotus. A person said, let's see if I can translate this, what you say here. I'm on my little thing there. Let's get right here, say, boop. Wrong button. Yep. I translated and it's still got a bunch of stuff. I do not know what you said. I did not know what you said there. I haven't got done there yet, Dennis, but let's don't do that. Stop, Dennis. Let's see. Olivia says, no, my friends, like both of y'all. Jane said, I knew you were married, Lotus, but I have a grout line you two scrub. Like, Carlos said, I have, I'm not even going to try to pronounce that, but you got an injection this morning. Good luck to you, buddy. Olivia says, good luck, Carlo. So Lotus, you can come scrub if you want, Jane. I didn't make it all the way through. Carlos says, thank you, beautiful Olivia. Olivia says, yeah, Buggy is going to be, so sorry. Let's see, I don't want to miss anybody. Carlos says, thanks everyone for the support. Kitty says, hey, Jacob. Carlo, you've had it before. You'll be back. See, Carlos says, a hole. Lotus, that's what you are, Dennis. If I missed anybody, it's because Jackass was doing that. I'm sorry. Anyway, Jane says, I was going to take care of him. KOB says, he can speak Italian. Respect, mate. Who can speak Italian? If you talking about Dennis doing all that stupid crap, I don't know. Let's see. Anyway, Carlos says, you Kitty Jane. Olivia says, yeah, he can. Kitty says, you're welcome, Carlo. John Deere says, Lotus says got a big leaf blower. You just saying something about a leaf blower. That's what she said. Jay said, no, Lotus, you can come and scrub my house. Cuba says, beautiful. I guess it's quite dazzling, isn't it? Carlos says, how is everyone today? Doing awesome. Hope you are. KOB said, no, that big boy toys guy. Big boy's toy is called Carlo. Lotus says, gotta run, guys. Maybe next. May be back. Okay, Lotus, thank you for stopping in. Daryl says, I'm back. I asked Tanya what she thinks of the Silverado, and she says it's slow. Kitty said, Jacob, that hair is big leaf blower. Jane said, Carlo, why are you showing up as Carlo? It's a different person, Jane. It's two different people. See, Olivia says, yeah, KLB. Carlo is Australian. Jane said, Daryl, what were you working on down there? Kitty said, Carlo 3221 said, my name happens to be Carlo by chance. Yes, we got two Carlos in here right now. Daryl says, changed out the smoking room. Part Out says, hello from Paris. I don't think we've had Paris in here. Let me write that down. Paris, if you didn't know, we got a world map. We put everybody in that comes in and lets us know where you're from. We put a pin in for them. So you will get a pin in for Paris. I just don't stop while I'm on the live. Usually if somebody's here, they do it. If not, I do it after the live. John Deere said, I'm going to get you, Kitty. Carlos said, some a-ho pretending to be me. Nah, he's got a completely different name. Y'all just happen to have the same name, that's all. Jane said, okay, I'm so confused. Kitty said, come on, Jacob. Oops. Keys, nope, you got the wrong channel, buddy. Or madame, whatever you are. Kill B says, I bet that fun, sorry for the bugs from jail mate, but much respect to you. Kitty said, that would confuse Carlo. Carlo 3221 said, it's okay, Jane, you sound confused all the time. It's understandable. Carlo 3221 says, haha. Dub says, are you not selling that? Are you not selling? That's good. No, we don't sell. What's wrong with you? Yeah, we sell tires, wheels, and we dabble in exhaust. Kitty said two names is Carlo, was confused. Well, that's the reason I try to use, when I call Carlo, I call Carlo. When I call the other one, the one that just come in, I call him Carlo 3221. Let's see. John Deere laughing. Jane says, hello, okay, not Carlo. Carlo, just wait. You'll get to me next. Dub says, you're not selling meth. That is good. No, we're not selling it. What's wrong with you, man? That's illegal, man. We don't do illegal stuff here. Carlo, Big Boy Toys, says, block Carlo. Why? He's not done anything wrong. His name just happens to be Carlo. Keel B says, well, Carlo, nice to meet you, mate. Thank you for your hand and bringing back Ghostly to us, mate. Kitty says, okay, Carlo 3221. Why? Wait, why? What? They not understand we got Big Boy Toys is named Carlo. And then when you come in, it's showing your name is Carlo, and I call both of you Carlo. So that's the reason I'm calling you Carlo 3221. I think somebody just thought, we've had some people come in and try to pretend to be somebody else, but you're not doing that. Mitch says, I have returned. All right. Dub says, we can deport illegals. I don't know. I guess. Kitty says, Big Boy Toys is Carlo. LP, Colts lost today. Okay. India says Colts lost today. That's what I just said. Jane said, mention and behave. Stay and chat. Let's see. Carlo with the Big Boy Toys says, no, he's an imposter. No, he's not trying to imposter you. His name is Carlo, buddy, just like yours. He's not even coming in with the same username as yours. Kitty said, oh, Daryl said, I have a 1 hour premiere tonight. Livy says, Carlo, no, he isn't. Jane says, Big Boy Toys is Carlo Katrina. Let's see. Night Wolf says, repent. Antonio says, hi, man, remember me? Yes, sir, I remember you. Key says, I know, Jane, I was confused. Dub said, Carlo needs to be deported. Why do we need to deport anybody? Is Carlo 3221, why do we know they need to be deported? Let's see. Jane said, Michelin don't start, whatever, Mitch don't start. Carlo says, well, her name isn't Carlo Big Boy Toys, it's just Big Boy Toys. If anything, I'm the real Carlo. No, Big Boy Toys is also Carlo. It's just like I said, both of you are Carlo. That's the reason I said you're 3221. Jane says, hi, Antonio. Daryl said, Dub, don't be a pest. Kitty, I say Big Boy Toys is Carlo. Read above. Jane, Big Boy Toys said, trust me, he's trolling. When I said, wish me luck, he said, thank you for the support, guys. Night Wolf, don't start it now. Let's see. Yeah, we already got it. Olivia says, yes, Kilby. Dub says, what is a pest? What was you saying? Just trying to aggravate somebody. Well, you don't really need to be saying nobody needs to be deported. We're here for positivity. If y'all want to stay and be positive, that's awesome. If you don't, if you just want to cause trouble, we ask everybody to keep going, please. Big Boy Toy says, yeah, right. You were being positive. Kill B says, oh, okay, I did know We were talking here now, haha. Olivia says, be right back, dinner. Okay, Olivia. Daryl said, pond weed for dinner, question mark. AKA spinach. Jane said, lol. Dub said, metal customs keep and stop offending people. Now, see, Dub, that's what I'm talking about. Daryl's Metal Art's not offending nobody. That's what we're trying to say. Everybody here's in good spirits. If you're and newcomers come in, we welcome everybody. We're not offending nobody. Mike said, had to take a pit stop to duct tape some parts on my famous marketplace find before I get to the interstate. Oh, Lord. I can't wait to see it. Rumpel said, I like spinach. Jane said, what marketplace find, Mike? Daryl said, don't do it. I'll hide you. We're giving you a chance. He called me a pest. He said, don't be one. Rumpel said, I also like bitter, well, I don't know what that is. I don't think you guys get that there. I've never heard of it. Well, if I knew how to pronounce it, I might know if I've heard of it, but I don't think I've heard of it. Jane said, I was afraid you were going to say you had to cut duct tape fingers, Mike. Rumpel said, crowd is it? Let's see, Carlo 3221 says, I'm thinking I'm gonna change my user to, now listen, now if you do that, you're gonna get deleted. Now, because like I said, we don't do the imposters crap here. You're fine at this right here, but you start doing that, you will get deleted and reported. We don't want to do that. That's the last thing we want to do in this channel, but we try to give everybody a chance. Kitty says, laughing. Carlos says, should I? No. Keysen says, you got huge. Really? You about stupid. Carlos said, oh, okay. Jane said, gourd? Is that right, gourd? I'm going to ask a stupid question. Is that a fish? Daryl says, we try to keep it upbeat here. Exactly right, Daryl. Kitty said, I was confused. Rumpel says, gourd pops, like a class of vegetable, pumpkin, cucumber, etc. Oh, okay. I've never heard of it then. Jane said, gourd is like pumpkin. Okay. I haven't heard of it, so sorry. But you ain't got to worry about it anyway, because if it's like pumpkin, I'm not going to eat it. And if it's like squash, I'm not eating it either. I don't eat pumpkin and I don't eat squash, so we're good. If you say it's good there, Rumpel, I'll take your word for it. Daryl said, same here. James said, Lowell, I was just going to ask if you eat squash, Pops. Nope, I can answer that question for you quickly. Rumpel said, oh, it's good medicine for diabetes? Cool. Daryl says, I'll eat pumpkin pie if and only if I trust it's done right and you can tell by the look. Well, see, that's the way pecan pie, I never eat it. And then somebody had one time and it got me to try it and it was good. And I'm telling you, the next one I got was good. And then after that, I've not tasted another one I like, so I won't even try them. Let's see. Jane said, it's good. Yellow squash, open it, put butter and brown sugar, bake. Okay, I'll take brown sugar and butter and bake it. You can have that squash. Daryl says, oh, I'll smash pecan pie. Like I said, that one that I eat, and then I think the one right after that I got, they were great. But after that, I've not had another one I liked, and I just quit trying it. Jane laughed. Jane says, I like the canned pecans. I've never tried canned pecans. Daryl said, zucchini bread. Oh, yeah, I love that. Nope, I'm not. If the word zucchini in it, I'm not going to do that. Or I probably didn't say that right either, but Rumple says, pecan pie always reminds me of that SNL Uncle Willie. It's hilarious. Keel B says, so your Mama Bear must Jane. Yeah, Mama Bear is Jane. She kind of helps out, takes care of everybody. Jane says, just bake pecan with butter and brown sugar, canned pops. Canned, not canned. Candy, not canned. Did I do that wrong? Oh, I'm sorry. No, yeah. I know what you're talking about now. I'm sorry, I read that wrong, Jane. Thank you. QB said, miss, sorry. Jane said, right. Okay, I'm sorry. I'm trying to read kind of fast, and my bad. Rob said, Jane, yeah, canned food is no good. Jane says, you're good, QB. You're good, Kilobit. That's Raccoon said, hello, Raccoon. Jane says, no, Rumple has pops about my canned pickles. I can't say much more about it. She keeps holding them over my head, telling me if I say anything wrong, I can't have them. She took them away last live. Daryl says, 3 more days and off for 4. For some people, hey, I got 2 more days. I'm off for 5. Is that right? Let's see. I got Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Yep. KLB says, I spoke meeting you, mama. Jane says, you know how they change autocorrect? Yeah. Raccoon says, how are you? I'm doing great. Hope you are. I was kind of in a down mood, but talking to y'all and everything and answering that text just a minute ago, I feel a lot better. I am still a little dizzy here, but I'll be okay. Jane says, hi, Raccoon. I know what's wrong with me. I just realized. Let's see. Raccoon said, good till I lost my power. That's not good. Livin said, who's that in the back? I don't think there's nobody in the back. Kitty says, I love pickles. Daryl said, I'm still work 7 days a week, 1 day down, 6 to go. Jane says, do you think you got a bug, Pops? I think it's an inner ear infection. Raccoon said, Jane, hi. Daryl says, what's a weekend away? Right. When you come see Never Done Projects? Rumple said, Jane, I think you are referring to pickled things. Those are good. This is my chair. I knew something wasn't right. Ha! Oh, yeah. There we go. Now I do feel better. Watch it start going down now. Let's see. Jane says inner ear will cause dizziness. Well, I thought first it was my sugar, but now every time if I lean over and try to do something, I get real dizzy and I about fall down. So I'm about sure it's an inner ear infection or something. I'm about sure that's what it is. Rumpel says, in fact, people often tell me I'm a pickle. Let's see. Daryl says, March, buddy, March. Let's see. Jane said, Rumpel, you slice cucumbers and pickle them with sugar and vinegar mix. Raccoon says, I got a chair like that. This is a gaming chair. With your name, I know you do. We got two of them. There's another one at the house. Actually, three. There's another one at the house that we're not using. I thought about bringing it up here. Kill B says, sorry, Miss Jane. I meant to say nice to meet you, ma'am. Sorry. Jane said, Raccoon, where are you from? The woods, Jane. Raccoons are in the woods. It's a wooded area. It's just past the forest. Raccoon said, Jane, I'm from Indiana. Is that right? Hey, I don't think we've had that in there. Let me write this down. If I hadn't told you, Raccoon, we got a world map, and we put everybody in that comes in, let us know where they're from. We put a pin in it. I'm writing names down here on my paper, and after the live, or when Randy gets here, we find the names on the paper and put them in. I put a pin in for them. Rumpel said, Jane, love pickles. Our pickles are actually more potent. They are heavy spice, and we eat very small quantities of it along with food. Now, I don't like spicy stuff, but the pickles Jane gave me was spicy. Not bad, but I eat every bit of them. Boy, I'd love to have them. Rumpel says, be right back. Hydration. Jane says, Ohio here, Raccoon. Kitty said, Jane, is snow there? Daryl said, who watched today's members video? I think I did. I think it was on and I was watching some of it. I didn't get to watch it all. I did go all the way through it on the video, but I didn't get to watch it all. We were busy, but it did play all the way through it. Daryl said, yesterday, member video, haha. I know the one that was on today was a members video because I had it down there in the corner. Jane said, Rumpel, these aren't heavy spice, but they just have a little bite to it. Jane said, members may have watched it, Daryl. Daryl, she got you there. Jane said, Kitty, no snow, 58 degrees here. Yeah, she said she was laying out in the sun. It was too windy, but she was sitting on the boat, soaking up the sun. Kitty said, good, Jane. Daryl said, calling for a foot of snow Thursday, though. Oh, please, please keep all of it. Kitty says, here, 33 degrees. I just about took this long sleeve off at one point. We had 4 of the doors open in the building at one time, so it felt pretty good today. I do not want it to get cold, because if it gets cold, they liable to call me over my weekend, and I don't like that. Jane said, shut up, Daryl. I don't tell people to shut up, but there's an exception. Carlos says, anyway, y'all got to go get ready for my deport injection. Y'all have a great evening. See you, Carlos. Appreciate you stopping in and good luck to you. Daryl said, there was a members video yesterday and another one today. Well, like I said, I had it playing. So, the video's been on, the TV's been on all day and so is the computer. So I'm sure that it went through it. Let's see. Jane says, Kitty, are you in North PA? Kitty says, be safe, Carlo. Rumple says, Jane, yeah, I know that we get those pickles here, get pickles too here. Problem is when foreigners come here, they mistake our pickles to be similar to as the pickles that and take huge bites. Daryl says, gonna start calling Jane Ghostly. Jane says, take care, Carlo. Kitty said, yes, Jane. Keo B says, so Kitty, I have a question for you. Rumpel says, big boys later, take care. Carlo says, you Kitty Jane. Carlo said, thanks, Rumpel. What's the question? Inquiring minds want to know. Jane said, Rumple, you guys use a lot of hot, spicy in all your foods that we aren't used to. Kitty says, yes. Keo B? Question mark. She says, I'm all ears. Type a little faster. We want to know the question. Kitty said, you silly pop. Said, what did you mean by not your problem when so thank you for helping Olivia back on her feet? Question mark. Jane says, I usually have to eat a lot of rice with Indian dishes and have a huge glass of water nearby. Campbell says, but you still here? Of course I'm still here. The aliens hasn't taken me away yet. Jane says, Kiki? That ain't Kiki, is it? Is it? It might be. Is that Kiki? Campbell, is that Kiki? Jane probably remembers. I better not question Jane. Oh, it's Kiki. Oh, sorry. Yeah, Jane remembers. Says Jane keeps me straight. Hey, Kiki, how you doing? Jane said, I think so. Rumple says, yeah, Jane kind of, Jane said, whoop, whoop. Kiki said, good, but I have to chop up for work. Jane said, hit that like button, peeps. Yeah, Kitty said, question mark. Several of them. Yeah, I don't really know what, I remember reading the comment, but I don't remember about talking about that, helping her get back on her feet. I don't remember her saying not your problem, but I don't really remember a lot of the comments as somebody says, I got a fish brain. Which way did it go? Let's see. Mike says, do you support Donald Trump? I love him. We do not talk politics on this channel or religion because this channel is all over the world and we don't want to offend anybody, so we just choose not to have those subjects. Jane says, Keo B say she might have been responding to someone else if chat was going fast. Jane says, hi, Mike. Buggy! Yeah, I saw that you had what I did see that on the reply. I'm going to side with the idiot. I hate where y'all mean by that. Hang on, let me go reread it. He says, I don't remember. I remembered because I couldn't figure it out when it was being said, what was said, but I don't remember what was said. I'm out. I just read it. Let's see. Mike says, happy early Thanksgiving. Thank you, Mike. Back at you. Mike said, tap in two now. Thank you. Daryl said, Boggy. We lost two people in here because Boggy wouldn't come in. Jane said, happy early Easter to you too. Also, Mike. Let's see. D says, so bro, love the channel. Well, thank you. Let's see. Jane said, hi, Boggy. Classic car. Thank you. Sent clapping seals for 250 joules. I appreciate it. Welcome. Let's see. Jane said, hi, D's. Daryl says, going to grab snacks. Be right back. All right, now. Jane says, hi, David. Yes, hello, David. Thank you for the jewels. D says, you hear Danny has that Christmas party official shirt? Nope. Class Star said, hi, Jane. Daryl said, David. Class Star says, hey, Daryl. D said 6-7. Is that 42? Rumble said, classic car, hello. Jane says, oh, D's, come on. David said, hi, Rumble. Jane says, hit the like, y'all. Daryl said, D's, don't start. When you start stuff like that, then somebody has to start getting ready to delete. I'm showing 29. 29 thumbs up, 14 people in here. I appreciate it. I appreciate the jewels too. Thank you, David. Let's see, Daryl says 30 here. It hasn't clicked over to 30 yet, but maybe it will in just a minute. Jane says, yep, just did. Jane said, mine always is behind. I'm showing 17 likes. Well, mine just showed 30, so I don't know. The other phone, for whatever reason, the phone I'm reading the 30 on is my personal. The one that's on I'm using live usually is one behind. Rumple says YouTube has a philosophy: if it ain't broke, bankrupt it. There you go. See, Boggy says, well, shit, we already that wrong. Sorry, Kitty. That's what I thought. I mean, I didn't catch it when I read it, but I didn't go back and read it either. So I figured I didn't really understand what it was when I read it, but I went on with it. Jane said, did you see the YouTube video where the eagle dropped a cat through the windshield of a car? No, I didn't see that. Kitty said, what, Boggy? There was something that you had said. I believe you had referred to something else, and somebody took it wrong or something. But like I said, I didn't catch it. I just went on with it. Daryl says, I'm back. Welcome back, Daryl. QB says, oh, what? Oh, man. Sorry, Kitty. Kilby says, Then why did you ignore Olivia last night? Well, I don't know what went on or whatever, but it's all in the past. Let's go on about it. She insulted too much. Don't worry, said Kitty. Justin said, hello, hello. There's Team U. Y'all tell him I'm so mad I can't. How you doing, Jetty? Jane said, Daryl, just looked at weather. It's going to be cold, but no snow Thursday. Daryl said, good. Jane said, hi, Justin. You see, Jane called the weather people, Daryl, just because you said snow Thursday, a foot of it. She called and told them to shut up, too. Kitty said, Justin, hey. Boggy says, you know what, I'll take my previous statement back. I like this British guy. Sorry for being pig-headed. Sometimes you got to let things go just a little bit to see what's going on. Jane said, really cold, high of 32. Justin said, hey, all. How y'all doing? Daryl said, Justin, where's Carmen at? Usually she's in here before you. Justin sent clapping seal for 250. That means that's two of them I got tonight. Awesome. Thank you, buddy. Matthew said, hey, y'all. How you doing, Matthew? Jane said, hey, Boggy, I'm going to screenshot and send this to Liv. Yes, see, Boggy says, what do you mean my sister insulted too much? She plays around with the guys, and 9 times out of 10, she isn't. She is named Villa G out of love. Jane says, hi, Matthew. Matthew says, hi. Boggy says, go for it, Jane. Jane says, Pops, stop clicking the pen. Oh, I ain't clicked no pen. I ain't picked it up. I was tapping, sorry. My bad. I'm sorry, but I wasn't clicking no pen. Daryl said, Matt, Aaron says, all I want to know, are you frying bacon or smoking the turkey? If my company gives us a turkey, we're going to go buy a turkey fryer and try to fry one this year. I've never done it. I don't even like turkey. But if we get a turkey this year, I'm going to go buy a turkey fryer and we're going to try that. Kitty says, I'm text you, Boggy. Boggy says, that what a pen. Matthew says, I've been working on my paintings. Matthew says, Daryl. Jane says, oh, close. I knew you weren't clicking but tapping. Aaron said, be careful. Beth, Justin, your dad misses having you at the shop. Yeah, tell him, Beth, I'm so mad I can't. Let's see. Jane says, hi, Beth, you stalking in the background. Boggy says, but how you text my sister and straighten things out, because I ain't replying to shit, because I don't leave things like it's private. I call people out in public. Y'all figure that out outside of here. I don't know what in the world's going on. I was kind of, sorry, I was kind of out of it, so if something went on and I missed it, I apologize, but y'all commence to talking to yourself and let's all just get along. Can't we all just get along? But if there was something done, I guess you do need to iron it out. But, you know, Kill B says, damn, I thought I was scary on the receiving side, but it even scarier watching. Daryl says, I'm lost and I don't want to be found. I'm with you, Daryl. Jane said, just don't put a frozen turkey uh, in the fryer. I heard it'll blow up on you. Beth said, Lord, Jane, mostly. Matthew says, I am with you too, Daryl. $32 thumbs up. Thank y'all. Buggy says, I'll be friendly now. Got that off my out of my system. Good. Thank you. Now, can we all be friends, please? I've been there, Buggy. Y'all know it. I've got to my wits' end and had to say stuff, so I get it. Matthew said, would I be found because I'm like Randy, I always have because of my stupid ADD. Ooh. Oh, I like it, Mike. I like it. Let's see, where am I at? Jay said, good news, question mark. That was from somebody else. Rumpel said, 6 a.m. deadline pops. Bye, world. Catch you later. See you, Rumpel. Thanks for stopping in. Mike, what did you get? James said, take care, Rumpel. He got him a hippopotamus. Rumpel said, Jane, laters. Boggy says, I'm fine. Fine, I'm gone. Anyways, I have a angry sister to apologize for some reason. We really get in. I'm the one who's actually wrong. Haha. Nice being you, brother. I fully understand. And if. Well, Boggy, take care, Boggy. Glad you stopped in, buddy. Missed your last couple of lives. Have a good one. Jane says, take care, Buggy. Need to be, you got. Oh, okay. I didn't know where you were going. I got it now, Buggy. Buggy says, if need be, you got a roof in the U.S., feel free to come over. QB. See, Matthew said, Daryl went live, question mark. My phone just got a notification, looked like one for a live. He's got a premiere at 8 o'clock tonight after this. He put up a premiere at 8. Keys and Lotus, thanks. I got your number. Buggy says, y'all take care and family be safe. Take it easy. See you, Buggy. Daryl said, that's for my remind 30 minutes. James said, at 8 p.m., Matt. Daryl said, yeah, see you, Buggy. Kitty said, be safe, Buggy. Matthew said, oh, okay. Joe said, pig man, oink, 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 oink. Joe calls me a pig man. It looks like a fish face. Matthew says, I have a premiere on my other channel at the same time. So Joe said, oink for me, piggy. James said, did Lotus come back in? Joe said, shove a donut in your mouth. It will sound better. Joe says, he is the same. Well, you didn't have to, Daryl. It was fine. They just being funny. They already think they are. But anyway, Mike said, good night, everybody. I got to finish my drive. I'm getting too tired to pay attention. Mike, you be safe, buddy. Thank you for stopping in. Talk to you later. I can't believe they would say all that stuff after the face they had on their profile pic. Just by the way, Joe, if you can still hear, I don't know if you can. I've never had a food stamp. So, keep your negativity somewhere else. Jane says, take care, Mike. Still wonder what Marketplace Finds was, or is it a secret? Schrader Racing says, see, I told you I have not one but channels. Well, thank you. Hit that like button. Boggy said, we're up and down. I meant what I said. Don't make me mad. Don't make me get mean. Thank you. Good night. I'm not gonna go back and read that. I'm not getting in it. I don't know what was said. I just read it. Y'all figure that out. We don't want to make anybody mad or mean or anything like that. But anyway, y'all figure that out. 7771, haters are just fans in denial, brother. That's right. John says, can't get rid of Joe Pigman. Yeah, I can. I get rid of this one too if it's Joe Pigman. I mean, I don't know what, oh, you got it. Oh, I see. Oh, I got it. Well, I mean, we didn't really, we don't know why you have to say stuff like that, but, whatever. You're welcome to keep hanging around as long as you be nice. Let's see. Slater said, Daryl, how long is your premiere tonight? I'll let him tell you. I think he said 30 minutes, but I may be wrong. Brian says, so what did you discuss today? Man, we've been all over the chart today. Pecan pie, some pickles. We've been all kind of discussion today. My bathroom door I hung today. You've been in here before. We're all over the chart with what we talk about. Had one in here that decided to be mean and got timed out, so to come in another channel. So, hey, we discuss all kinds of things. Daryl said 1 hour. Oh, I was wrong. See, I thought he said 30 minutes. See? Jane says, hi, Bryant. Kitty said, peace, Buggy. Kitty said, like I said, we don't need to do it. Just y'all figure it out. We don't need to be doing this. Like I said, I don't know what goes on. Just y'all figure it out somewhere else, please. Let's see, 7771. So what all did you talk about on your channel, man? Or even do, sorry guys, I'm new. On the channel, we we work on vehicles here ourselves, our vehicles. We do burnouts, old cars, trucks. We got a lot of stuff going on that we do sell tires, wheels, and exhausts, and pretty much of everything life. That's what we do. What we do, we put on the internet. Let's see. Jane said, "Stop, Kitty. You can take it up with them privately." KOB said, "Sorry about that. I was only curious. I thought there was a mixed message and did not to bring anger to awake." Well, like I said, I don't know what's going on, but let it go. Everybody can figure it out outside of here. Jane said, "Welcome, 7771. Well, I guess John decided to get deleted again, so I don't understand people. They just sit there and try to come up with something. KOB says, "Hey, on the flip side, at least he likes me now." Well, if that's what you tried to go for, you got it. 7771 said, "Thanks, man. And thank you, Jane." Jane said, "That's right, KOB. QB." $77.71 said, "What's the latest project car?" Well, I'm still working on my one we call Fireball. I've got the new motor where I've loaded up at Cletus and Carr's burnout rivals. I've got the motor back in it. We're going to do some changing around on the. I don't even have an alternator or powered steering pump. I bought a Volvo car to put a electric power steering pump over on it. But if you haven't been in here, you don't know. We were clearing the land and dropped a tree on Randy back on the 5th, September the 5th, and he's just now getting where he can start walking again. So we have been just struggling trying to make ends and meet and everything going but Randy's back on his feet, and we're going to hopefully get on some of these projects now that we are behind. Let's see. Jane said, "It's nice to have new people in, but can't take the rudeness of some. It's not tolerated." Jane, Daryl had just deleted them on the other channel, and they come right back on a different channel talking junk. So don't worry about it. They were definitely intended on that. That's exactly what they wanted. Daryl said 57 minutes. KOB said, "Wasn't trying to mate. I feel bad for the jetty lady, kitty lady." Well, like I said, I don't know what went on. So I did read it and kind of was confused when I read it. I don't know what's going on, and it is not my business. So like I said, we really like to keep everything positive in this life. So we're going about it. Rudy's Trump for president. Yeah, I believe Trump is president. James says, KOB says, "I was talking about someone else." Let's see, 7771. "Well, you earned a new subscriber. I hope you definitely see doing crazy burnouts." So we will do them. If you give us a chance and you check the channel out, and we do them every once in a while out here, and I'm sure during Thanksgiving we'll have one fired up, probably on the live feed, and do. I don't like doing them here as much as I do out and about because they're just standing. We don't have the really room. We have took it out here to the road, but it gets kind of dangerous, so we try not to do it. But you hang around long enough, you'll see a good burnout. Strader says, "All right." Daryl's user says, "I accidentally pooped my pants." Okay. I hope you wipe good, and if you don't want nobody to know, just throw your underwear away. Or wash them, whatever. It's better than doing it on purpose. And if you can just leave it, don't have to worry about wiping. It'll dry and then it'll flake right off. Lee 30 says, you better chill out, man. Why? Why would I chill out, man? Daryl said, in March, haha. Hopefully you're going to have yours ready in March too, Daryl. 7771 said, yeah, I'm making lemon pepper chicken at the moment. But as soon as I get done cooking food, I'll check out the channel. All right, I appreciate it. Olivia said, what did I miss? I have no idea. Y'all figure that out, Olivia. I don't know what you and Kitty and Boggy's got going on, but let's figure that out outside of here. Like I said, I think the world of all three of you, so let's leave it like that, please. Daryl said, I'm hoping. Olivia says, is Tiny Turbo back? No, I think he left. Jane said, 7771, do you have a name? Kitty says, Kill. Sorry, I thought I heard something. Let's see. Kill Bill, I'm fine now, said Kitty. Jane says, lemon pepper chicken sounds good. Snowy Man said, let's see, I shat myself in an Olive Garden once and had to throw my underwear away in the bathroom, and I didn't tell my date. Well, that was probably a good thing not to tell your date, that is. Levy says, I was going to tease him with cooking because he wants to try them badly. Kilby said, that's mean, haha. Corbin says, do you know what Corbin BB? No, I do not. Never heard of it. Jane said, nope. But hit that like button for me, please. Daryl said, tonight's video is morning briefing through the week. Again, it seems like it revoked the last few, so I continue doing them. Loving Death, this says, God bless you, my brother from another mother. Don't let the devil trick you into hating your neighbor. That's exactly right. Hate's a strong word. I try not to use it much anymore. I try not to use it all, really. Jane said, Daryl, I like the 5 Jim. Jane says, hi, loving, thank you. Let's see, Cobson. I know I'm saying it wrong, but it will always be a gem. Do you agree? I have no idea what it is, so I can't answer that question, not truthfully. Cobson, how's that? Cobson, Cobson. Olivia said, Pops, you want a cookie? Hey, I'd like to have some cookies. Jane said, Daryl, I like them dang computers. Daryl says, I do different ones daily on Instagram and Facebook, so these are different. Jesus says, hi, hello, Jesus. Loving says, love is the answer to much propaganda. Never nowadays trying to get us all to argue and fight with each other. That's what this live's about too. We are trying our best to keep it positive. We don't like the BS and the arguing and all the drama. We want to keep everything as positive possible, please. So you are correct. Cobson said correct. Thank you. Crystal sent 100 for 2 jewels. Thank you, Crystal. Jane said hi, Jordan. Daryl said Jordan. Levin says united we stand, divided we fall. Amen. That's 100% correct. Jane said, loving, I agree. Levy says, well, sorry, they're mine. Jesus, oh, oh, yeah, well, okay. Thank you for the offer, though. They say it was the thought that counted, so I appreciate the thought. Jesus said, hi, Jane. And Daryl Olivia says, I'm only playing. Said Jane said, loving, they're trying to stand united here. Exactly. Jesus sent floating hearts for 10 jewels. Thank you. Olivia said, I wish Ivan could give you a cookie. Well, at least they're watching because they came in here last night and said the same stuff. So, hey, thank y'all for watching. Loveton said, just a friendly reminder to not let the media take us, hate each other and divide us by all these labels. We are equal under God. That's what I keep trying to tell everybody. I don't segregate people. The people come in here do, just like the upper comment. They're the one that does the all the bull BS. Let's just say that. 7771, that mod was fast. Yeah, Daryl's on top of things for me. Said, no, he said, Daryl says, gotta be. Sling says, God bless President Trump. Jesus says, how are you? Like I said, Jesus, well, you probably wasn't in here, but I've had a rough couple of days. I think I got an inner ear infection and it's making me dizzy. I really didn't know what it was at first. Kind of got a little scared, but I'm gonna work through it. If it don't change in the next couple of days, I'll go to the doctor and figure out something. But Levy said, Pops, why can't you live closer? Yeah, I kind of like it here, but I do wish I was closer to everybody. Like I said, we've got a heck of a group here. I would love to, and I'm in for a road trip. You never know me. If I ever get your address, I might just come see you sometime. Daryl said, pick up an ear candle, Randy. I think I've seen that. Don't you light it and it pulls the wax out? I think I've seen that somewhere. Jesus said, oh, geez, sorry, I'll pray if that helps. Jesus, yes, you can pray. You can give a pray for everybody in the family at this point. We would love to have it. Thank you. Daryl said the candles do help. I'll have to check it out, Daryl. Is it something a person can do solo or do they have to have help doing it? 36 thumbs up. Thank y'all. This has been a good day. It will also pull out infection. I have to check that out. D says, great channel. Thank you. Jesus says, usually do, but I don't really have specific topics most of the time. Daryl said, easier with help, but I've done it alone. Okay. Daryl says, but I'm not normal. Daryl, I believe that's why we all get along so good. We don't really know what normal is. New says, thank God and good content creator. Thank you. He says, you hear about Mark's uncle? No, I did not. James says, come to Ohio. You'll get pickles and Daryl can use the candle in your ear. There you go. Jordan said, about 10, someone shows everyone how to make content. Okay. About time. Damn, I can't even read. About time someone shows everyone how to make content. Oh, thank you, Jordan. I appreciate that. I try to. I really do. Dee says, great stuff. Come back. We do it every night at 6 p.m. And we usually go Sunday mornings for breakfast live too. So y'all keep us, y'all hit that notification bell. Come back every night. We love to talk. We usually chat about 2 hours every night. Then go to Daryl's premiere on Metal Art Customs. Jane says, no, we don't say the N word. I disrespect there. That's the reason I just skipped over it, Jane. D says, refreshing. New says, what's your reading level? Pretty low. Pretty low. I'm doing better reading all this, but I don't read very good. So I do the best that I can. 7771 said, Lowell, I was waiting. New said, Jane, I just say N-word. D says, rest in peace, Mark's uncle, and let's get prayers. Daryl says, not in here, New. New said, New, I don't know where you're going with this, but if you're trying to do something unpositive, and the N word will be negative. If you're trying to use negativity in here, please just scroll on so we don't have to waste our time. If you want to stay and be nice stuff, that's awesome, or positive stuff, but let's leave all that out of here, please. James said, New, you don't say it here. There you go. We are trying to have a positive live here and have good content. Jordan said, what the new guy saying? I don't know. I'm not even reading it. Jesus says, please. Levi said, hey, good vibes only. That's right. That's what we're trying to say. Let's see. Levi said, did QB finally go to bed? I don't think he said bye. I think he might still be in here. Origin says, you never watched Daredevil? Yeah. I watched Daredevil. James said, I haven't heard from QB in a while. I hadn't either. But I don't think he said bye. I don't think. News says, Jordan, what do you mean? Danny says, what do you think of Family Guy? I don't watch a lot of it, but I thought what I did watch was kind of funny. Daryl says, new, do TB a fake. There it is. See, QB says, sorry, love, been working out something to come see you. D says, Danny said, these nuts? 4 says, are you dope to a megaloaf? What? Jesus said, wish I could have came here earlier, had to move a deep freezer. We understand. Jordan said, Drew, finally understand what you're saying. Broke says, are you telling me this dude don't do some sugar in his tank? Golly. Now, I guess what they done is let all the trolls out at one time. That are all the mama's basements come out all at one time. Oh, me. Let's see. He said, Danny said, oh, I'll be out. Jane said, right. At least hit the like button. Yes, please. Daryl said, right. KOB's says, your brother offended, so I said, why not? Brokeback says, I might be a troll, but I still hit that like button, bro. Well, thank you. I appreciate if you would be a troll, you come in here and be good, but I appreciate the like too. Jesus says, someone must have said trolls unleashed. Yeah. Livia says, wait a minute. He offended, offered them? What? So let's see. D says, you gas up the white van. You don't know me then. I don't like white on vehicles, and I don't own a van. Olivia says, why do you feel like that's a trap? Where are we going with this? What happened? What did I miss? Did I miss a comment or 5? James said, thanks, Broke. Broke says, I got you. You're welcome. Daryl said, Ghostly B said he retracted his opinion and does like him. James says, we are witnesses, Liv. He said, QB is welcome. Yes. Let's see. D says, you got candy and puppies? I got candy, but I don't have puppies. QB says, no, we're friends now. Lol. Hugh, hello, Hugh. How you doing? Hugh says, hello, Randy. Daryl says, Hugh. Jesus says, hey, Grandpa. Which says, how's life being? It's good, considering, but it's good. Thank you for asking. Appreciate you stopping in. Y'all hit that like button. If I catch about 3 more in here, I might make it to 40. I don't have but about 2 minutes. Y'all help me out a little bit, please. Jane said, hey, Hugh. Mick says, hello from Utah. I haven't heard Utah in here. Let me write it down. Utah, if you didn't know, we got a world map. People to come in here and tell us where they're at. We always put a pin in for them. So I'll put a pin in for you in Utah. Olivia says, grinning ear to ear, what the hell did I miss? The wizard says, must be life. Jane says, welcome, Utah. You said, sorry, been on the phone for 5 hours with Spectrum trying to get S25 Ultras right. Yeah, I understand. You. Hugh said, yeah, I'll drop them. Wizard said, just thank you. Wizard said, I love you, Grandpa. Hugh says, hello, Jane, Livia, Daryl. Livia says, hey, how are you, Grandma? Hugh says, hello, Jordan. Trike sent mystery gifts for 650 joules. Thank you. Olivia said, Hugh. Daryl said, you amazing iPhone. Amazon iPhone 13 Pro Max 400 and no contract. Jacob, hi buddy, park painting like dogs. Let's see. Wizard said, can I get a love you back? I love you back there, buddy. Thank you. Jane says, Olivia, check your text. Wizard said prayers. Thank you. Let's see what we got. Oh, it's 8 o'clock, everybody. Let me turn this around. I messed up. I'm on Daryl's time here. I'm sorry. Listen, everyone, I appreciate everybody coming in here. Daryl's got a premiere at Metal Art Custom. Y'all jump over there and continue the conversation. I do appreciate all y'all coming in, talking, and have a good time. Sorry for the trolls that was in here. For all the newcomers, thank you. Y'all have a good day, good night whenever you're watching this. Remember, keep it silly. Thank you.